Ramin Karimloo is an Iranian-born Canadian actor and singer recognized chiefly for his work in London's West End. He has played leading male roles in both of the West End's longest-running musicals, The Phantom and Raoul and The Phantom of the Opera, and Jean Valjean, Enjolras, and Marius in Les Misérables. He also originated the role of the Phantom in Andrew Lloyd Webber's Love Never Dies, which continues the story of The Phantom of the Opera. He made his Broadway debut as Valjean in the 2014 revival production of Les Misérables, for which he received a Tony Award nomination. Career: in Canada, Ramin moved to Richmond Hill from Peterborough and attended Alexander Mackenzie High School. After dropping out of school at 18, he began his performing career in rock bands and various theatre projects before moving on to perform in theatre companies for air tours and P&O cruises. After moving to England, his first role was in a pantomime of Aladdin in Chatham, in which he played the title role. Following this, in 2001, he went on to join the UK national tour of the Pirates of Penzance, understudying and then playing the role of the Pirate King. In 2002, he joined the national tour of Sunset Boulevard, playing Artie Green and covering the role of Joe Gillis. Les Misérables was his West End debut. He played fully and understudied the roles of Marius and Enjolras. After this, in 2003, the artist took one of the lead roles, Raoul Vicomte de Chaffney, in The Phantom of the Opera. His final matinee performance was filmed for use on a behind-the-scenes feature on the DVD of Joel Schumacher's The Phantom of the Opera, a film in which he also appeared, in a cameo role as Gustave Dar. Copyright. During the same period, Ramin also appeared in 2 concerts of Les Misérables, and one of Jesus Christ Superstar, as well as being involved in several theatre workshops. In 2004, Ramin returned to Les Misérables, this time taking on the role of Enjolras. In the December of that year, he appeared in a concert of Les Misérables at Windsor Castle, in honor of the French President Jacques Chirac. Excerpts from this were shown on Easter Sunday 2005, in a behind-the-scenes documentary about Windsor Castle. In June 2005, Ramin joined the UK national tour of Miss Saigon, playing the role of Christopher Scott. He appeared in the West End production of The Phantom of the Opera, this time as the Phantom, starting in September 2007. He was the show's 21st anniversary Phantom. He brought a new interpretation to the role and a vitality which was recognized by fans of the show as it earned him a Theatregoers' Choice Award nomination for Best Actor in a Takeover Role. Ramin has also released an EP, Within the 6 Square Inch, on which he duets with Hadley Fraser and Sofia Ragavilas, both of whom he had already appeared with in Les Misérables. In July 2008, he was asked to take part in the Sigmonton Festival and was the first actor to play the Phantom in the workshop presentation of Love Never Dies. It was the first act to the sequel of The Phantom of the Opera. It was confirmed he would play the role alongside Sierra Boggess when the sequel opened in London, England, March 2010. In 2008 Ramin recorded a song, I Only Wish for You, with Shona Lindsay and Diane Pilkington, for the CD Songs from the Musicals of Alexander S. Bermange, an album of 20 brand new recordings by 26 West End stars, released in November 2008 on Dress Circle Records. In 2009 he was asked to take part in the recording of new musical album called Bluebird, by Gareth Peter Dix. Bluebird is a dramatic WW2 musical, in which he plays the part of U.S. serviceman Ben Brigham. He appeared along with a host of West End stars. The 24-track album was released in 4 countries in September 2009. Ramin's last regular performance in The Phantom of the Opera took place on November 7, 2009. He moved on to playing the Phantom in Andrew Lloyd Webber's sequel, Love Never Dies, alongside Sierra Boggess, performing the role until the show closed on August 27, 2011. During the show, Ramin and Sierra coined the term Riera. On October 3, 2010, he played the role of Enjolras in the 25th anniversary concert of Les Misérables at the O2 Arena in London. In 2011, Ramin sang Andrew Lloyd Webber's Music of the Night from The Phantom of the Opera at the Miss World competition, which took place in London. On October 1 and 2, 2011, he played the Phantom for 3 performances alongside Love Never Dies co-star Sierra Boggess as Christine Dara. Copyright in the unique 25th anniversary production of The Phantom of the Opera at the Royal Albert Hall and was streamed live to cinemas across the world and later released on DVD and Blu-ray worldwide. Karimloo has also starred in many short independent films such as The Flip Side, The Rope, and The Rain, from November 29, 2011 to March 31, 2012. Ramin returned to Les Misérables, to play the lead role of Jean Valjean at the Queen's Theatre, London, for which he won the 2013 Theatregoers' Choice Award for Best Takeover in a Role. Ramin recently had a guest appearance in Warwick Davis's BBC Two comedy Life's Too Short as a Scientologist. This episode aired December 8, 2011. He has also had a recurring role in The Spy on Sky in the United Kingdom. As part of the 25th anniversary of The Phantom of the Opera, Ramin performed the title song at the Royal Variety Performance, held in the Lowry, Manchester, on Monday, December 5, 2011. Performing alongside Pussycat Dolls lead singer Nicole Scherzinger, Ramin was joined by 3 other former Phantoms. The performance was aired on ITV1 on Wednesday, December 14, 2011. Ramin can also be found on the Music Box album as a hidden track. The song is from the musical Bluebird by Gareth Peter Dix and is a short acoustic version of a track from the album of the same name. His solo album, Ramin, was released by Sony Music Entertainment on April 9, 2012 in the UK. The album was released in Canada and the US in August 2012. On January 26, 2013, Ramin joined John Owen Jones, Peter Jobach, Combe Wilkinson, and Anthony Wallow to sing the title song from Phantom with Sierra Boggess and Sarah Brightman and the music of the night for the encore of Phantom's 25th anniversary on Broadway. He also played a small role in the action film Vendetta. Ramin played Valjean in the Canadian production of the newly staged Les Misérables, which opened in September 2013. Ramin is currently once again playing the role of Jean Valjean in the 2014 Broadway revival of Les Misérables, making his Broadway debut, and was nominated for the Tony for Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role in a Musical. Awards. Ramin won the Best Actor award for the Broadway World.com Awards in 2010 for his portrayal of the Phantom in Love Never Dies. He was also nominated for the Best Actor category for the Viewers' Choice Theatre Awards at WatsonStage.com in 2011. On February 7, 2011, Ramin was nominated for a Laurence Olivier Award for Best Actor in a Musical. Love Never Dies received 7 nominations. On February 20, 2011, Ramin won the Theatregoers' Choice Award for Best Actor in a Musical for his performance in Love Never Dies. On February 17, 2013, Ramin won the Theatregoers' Choice Award for Best Takeover in a Role for his performance as Jean Valjean in Les Misérables. On April 23, 2014, Ramin received a nomination for the Drama League Award for Distinguished Performance. On April 29, 2014, Ramin was announced as a Tony Award nominee for Best Performance by a Leading Actor in a Musical for his performance in the 2014 Broadway revival of Les Misérables. On May 6, 2014, it was announced that Ramin would be receiving a Theatre World Award for his Broadway debut in Les Misérables. On June 2, 2014, he received a Dora Award nomination for Outstanding Male Performance in a Musical for his performance in the 2013 Toronto revival of Les Misérables. Discography, albums. Ramin released his album Ramin in the UK on April 9, 2012 after several months of promotion. He ended his West End run as Jean Valjean on the week preceding the album's release in order to prepare for a series of signings and further promotion before embarking on a major tour which took him to venues in Glasgow, London, Oxford, Southend, Manchester, Nottingham, Birmingham, Gateshead, and Cardiff in the UK and New York, Charlotte, Atlanta, Philadelphia, Washington, Bethlehem, Chicago, and Pittsburgh in the U.S. His one Canadian stop was in Brampton, Ontario, a suburb of Toronto. There were no Canadian dates on his second North American tour. Ramin said in anticipation of the album, "I have a huge love for country and bluegrass, I love rock and roll and I love what I'm doing, so it was how to balance all that." He went on to say, "I didn't want to be just a theatre star putting out an album. It was only when they started talking about writing and bringing in other writers that I got interested. I wanted to have lived the songs. I wanted an album that was like a diary." He has cited influences as diverse as the Tragically Hip, Johnny Cash and Mumford & Sons, and so a straightforward West End leading man album of covers was never really on the cards, says Ramin. "I wanted to marry that rocky sound with things that people know me more for." The album Ramin was produced by Tom Nichols, who has worked with vocalists from Car Copyright Line Dion to Hayley Westenra. It includes both his own compositions but covers of Bryan Adams and Muse songs and his own take on Music of the Night from the Phantom of the Opera and Till I Hear You Sing from Love Never Dies. In August 2013, it was announced that Ramin has left Sony Records and signed with UK-based Big Hand Recordings. Ramin has co-written a song called Why Am I Falling with composers Daniel and Laura Curtis for the BBC Children in Need 2013 appeal. In March 2014, Ramin released an EP called The Road to Find Out, East. It has 4 tracks which are, Oh, What a Beautiful Morning from the musical Oklahoma, Losing, which he and Hadley Fraser wrote for their band, Shettunes, Empty Chairs at Empty Tables from the musical Les Misérables copyright Rables, and Broken, which is another Shettunes song that he and Hadley Fraser wrote. References: A.B. Weiner, Linda. Les Misérables copyright Rables review, Smartly Cast. Newsday. Retrieved March 24, 2013. A.B. 2014 Tony Award nominations, the complete list. A Gentleman's Guide leads with 10. BroadwayWorld.com, retrieved April 30, 2014, iTunes, Act 1, Songs from the Musicals of Alexander S. Bermange, Gareth Peter Dix, 1, 2, Rehearsals for the Royal Variety Performance, 3, Prepare the Barricades. Ramin Karimloo, Will Swenson, Kazi Levy and Nikki M. James to lead Les Misérables on Broadway. Broadway.com, retrieved October 28, 2013, BBC News: Love Never Dies leads Olivier nominations, 2014 Drama League nominations announced. Broadway.com, retrieved May 16, 2014, Breaking News, 2014 Theatre World Award winners announced, Cordero, Cranston, Hall, Karimloo, Plummer, Keenan Bogger and more. Broadway World, retrieved May 6, 2014, Ramin Karimloo receives Toronto Dora Award nomination. Les Misérables earns a total of 11 nominations. BroadwayWorld.com, retrieved June 2, 2014, external links, official site, Ramin Karimloo with the Internet Broadway Database, Ramin Karimloo with the Internet Movie Database.